Earth as a singular planet. In fact, it is anything but. For this is a story not of a universe,
but a multiverse,
where universes and planets, such as Earth, were replicated and mirrored across a vibrating, infinite plane. Some barely different from the next.
Others drastically so.
This is DC On Screen. Every week, Dave and Jason talk about the multiverse of DC properties on film and television. But be warned, if it's been officially released, you can expect they'll spoil it.
Welcome into DC On Screen episode 504. David C. Robertson here. This week is going to be a little bit weird. Lots of news happened. A lot of it had to do with footage being released involving Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. We will be discussing this week's news in with next week's news. We have already talked a little bit about it, specifically the Phoenix Joker teaser makeup, not to be confused with the Phoenix X-Men trailer that just hit the web, over in our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/DC On-Screen Podcast. And I'll, of course, place a link in the show notes. So this episode was recorded a couple of weeks ago. It is, as they call it, an evergreen episode. In the biz, evergreen means a plant that has leaves year-round. I don't know why I find that funny. My birthday is this week. Birthday plans wound up taking up a lot of time this week. We kind of thought it would. So anyway, in honor of all this cool Joaquin Phoenix stuff, Jason and I were talking. We sat down, talked about actors that we would love to see play the Joker. I think we have some very obvious picks. Also think we have some pretty eclectic ones too. It was suddenly a very hard word to say. Jason certainly surprised me with some of his picks, and I know it surprised myself. I hope you enjoy the show, and please let us know who you would like to see play the Clown Prince of Crime. On to the show. All right, Dave here with my co-host Jason.
Hey.
There it goes. We thought we'd have a lot of fun just talking about basically fan casting the Joker. You know, Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker right now. Jared Leto might still be the Joker right now.
He is still.
One of the most beloved characters in American fiction. Probably the most popular villain of all time.
That's very arguably true. Really is.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see, him and Moriarty have a pissing contest, but
but Moriarty doesn't get a lot of cosplay.
That's right. So, yeah, let me ask you this. Do you think Joaquin Phoenix would have been, or Jared Leto for that matter, would have been on your list if he wasn't already cast?
No, really not. Not. Like, once I saw him, I kind of thought, sure, I guess. Like, yeah. Leto struck me more initially as, yeah, okay, I could see that. And Joaquin is just, he's such a nut job. That, like,
Isn't that perfect, though?
It is, but in some ways I fear him. And especially the way it was dealt with in the press. It was very back and forth. By the time he was really cast and there was, like, a principal photography date, I was like, thank God the argument's over. Maybe I can really think about this. And then we saw some pictures recently, and there was actually some set footage that leaked. Where, I'm starting to get way more on board and excited about it, as opposed to, like, before I just wanted the maelstrom of fake news to be over. And now that we have it, I'm starting to get excited.
Yeah. Well, that's always the case.
I wasn't that worried about Leto's Joker. I was excited, even when we were calling him Leto. I liked his idea. Got a little worried when I saw the damaged tattoo and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I saw his actual take and thought, well, hell, that is absolutely new. Okay.
Yeah. And I think, I'm looking for fresh takes here. My my list is not all like, I think this guy would do a good Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or definitely not this guy would do a good Heath Ledger type of situation. And Heath Ledger, that was another guy, like, I had no idea what we were going to get. And
it was so weird. And he ended up being, iconic. It was fantastic. He, like,
that's part of that trilogy
off
by
an
far.
entire, he took an entire set of personality traits off the table for anyone else to ever use.
Mm-hmm.
To do this character. It was so impressive.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
Look, I am mostly not that guy, not the guy who goes like, well, I like this guy, everybody else sucks. No. I love Cesar Romero. I love Jack Nicholson's Joker. I really enjoy Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm on the fence with Jared Leto. Like, we just didn't get a lot of him, and he was kind of weird. He was still a little off-putting for me, but I don't think anybody else sucks, I don't think he sucks as an actor. I don't mind, looking for new stuff, and I'm excited about Joaquin Phoenix. Like, had he not been cast, he probably would be on this list.
I don't blame
like,
you. I really don't.
Joaquin Phoenix is like, he's one of those guys, and I've got a couple of those kinds of guys on this list.
He's a great actor.
List. And we didn't consult with each other about our list, except for probably the top 2 or 3 that we always talk about when we talk about this.
Yeah. Like, I bet I could guess at least one of your top 2.
Oh, absolutely. But Joaquin's one of those guys who I would absolutely have him on a list for Lex Luthor. Like, if someone said, hey, who should play the Riddler? I'd be like, Joaquin Phoenix will be on that list.
Who's your best bet for Scarecrow? Well, I'm thinking Joaquin Phoenix and...
You know what? Seeing these set photos and stuff from the Joker film, as skinny as he is, yeah, I'd watch him as a Scarecrow. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which that's usually our little path anyway. Is like, I'll suggest somebody for a Joker. I'm like, oh yeah, I think that guy would be a really good Joker. And you're like, maybe a Riddler. Definitely a Scarecrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I suggested this, and you were surprisingly on board because you're not big on fan castings, which is okay.
Not for myself. But I thought, hey, let's try and have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got excited and I just started thinking about it, and I was actually surprised with some of my own thoughts and things that I got excited about. So let's see. I've got 15 of these guys. What do you got?
9-ish.
All right, 9-ish.
What's
I'm
9?
gonna warn everybody. I got really unconventional with some of these.
That's why I say 9-ish. I have a couple people that, I don't know. We'll see where the conversation goes.
Oh, wait. You know what? I didn't even add one. So I've got 16. I'm sorry.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And this probably maybe the most unconventional. All right.
Lovely.
Let's save that one for last. All right. Would you like to start or should I?
No, start us out.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with like a couple. Well, the first 2 or 3 that I mentioned are gonna be ones that I've said on the show before. I may have said all of these on the show before. Who knows? I don't remember. Michael Fassbender.
Yeah. I knew he was going to be on your list.
Yeah, I like Michael Fassbender. I mean, he's Magneto in the First Class movies. He's one of those guys, though. He's one of those guys along with Joaquin. Like, I think he could do pretty much anything. Like, I would like to see him as Batman and as Joker. Maybe even in the same movie. Maybe work that into the narrative a little bit.
With the side of Hal Jordan. I don't even care.
I don't see him as Hal Jordan.
Really? Oh, no.
No,
Anyway.
I don't. I mean, maybe he could be, but yeah, I could easily see him as Bruce Wayne. But like, you look at that scene in First Class when he's lifting with his magnetic powers, lifting that submarine out of the water, and he's laughing maniacally.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. No, I get it.
And he's just fantastic. He's one of those guys that could just sink into anything.
Yeah, he's a pro. The only thing that would bother me about it is that he's so physical looking. Like, he looks like a tight end, and that's not quite the look that I normally think of. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean, shit.
I'm okay with kind of a built Joker. He was kind of built looking, in Dark Knight Returns, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
In the book, like, I'm okay with it.
Oh yeah, he's been built in the books many times. That's the average I'm distilling there. That's one of those things where, like, many times during what we're about to do, we're going to discuss something like that, and it's just a thing you think, and whatever. There's nothing like a hard line in the sand anywhere. It's just sand, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Who else that you think you've discussed on the show?
Oh, Alan Tudyk. It's probably my
sure.
number 1 that I've mentioned on the show.
For
he played
sure.
Wash in Firefly. Check him out as Simon in 2007's Death at a Funeral. He was fantastic. He's like tripping on acid, I think, in that movie. He's like naked on the roof, laughing maniacally. And then turn around and look at his turn as Alpha in Dollhouse, in Joss Whedon's Dollhouse series.
That's what would sell anyone on it, I think.
Like, there's a bit in there where it's like him and it's him as Alpha and gosh, what's her name? Girl that played Fred, Amy Acker, as Whiskey, and they've got some poor bastard all tied up, and it's almost like Joker and Harley, man. It is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well portrayed insanity. It was good.
It is great.
I mean, the scene alone where he like slices Victor's face, just Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh man, he's such a messed up character in that. Oh
yeah,
it's a great show too.
Yeah.
If you get past the first 5 episodes.
Yeah, it takes a minute to find its legs, but which makes some sense for the show, I guess.
A little bit. So, who you got, man?
I'm gonna pull out like a trio. Of Doctor Who people.
Oh God, I think I have the same trio.
You might. You very well might. I'm just gonna go for it. Matt Smith, David Tennant, John Sim.
Oh.
Do you have a different
I had
trio?
2 of them.
Oh, you had 2?
I have 2, but I didn't have John Sim.
The original master, the young one, that young blonde weird bastard.
Yeah, not sure what you mean by original, but
well, that is a hard term in the Doctor Who universe. I shouldn't have used that.
Because, there's all those ones that came around in the 60s or whatever.
Right. Sorry, the one I was originally aware of. But yeah, like that guy, that version of the Master was just fantastic and maniacal. Matt Smith, I think, is capable of way more than we ever gave him credit for. Or at least that we've seen.
I agree.
I think that guy can go off the charts in a way that has yet to be really explored. And David Tennant is David Tennant. And if you haven't seen him if you haven't seen him as Purple Man in Jessica Jones season 1,
absolutely.
Good God, he was scary.
Mm-hmm.
He was scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I've got him on my list.
Yeah.
Matt Smith, Matt Smith could totally do it and would be creepy. Mm-hmm. I've seen him in enough stuff now that I would just...
And we know he can wear smart attire and really make it look good.
He can make it look good, yeah.
Yeah.
And David Tennant. Of course I'm behind David Tennant. Purple Man.
Yeah. If you had dyed his hair green, it's basically doing it right then.
Mm-hmm. John Sim, though, that's pretty inspired, man. My trio was Smith, Tennant, and Peter Capaldi.
Oh, no. Yeah. Capaldi.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Just last 3. Just Capaldi is one of those, like, he's almost like a Jim Lee drawn Joker.
Honestly, Capaldi, like, they're doing a run right now in the comics that's, and I haven't picked it up, but I've seen the covers. That's old. Like everyone's doing like Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan, all that stuff. So this one's like old Harley. 30 years in the future and so, and
sure,
it's like she thought Joker was gone and maybe he's back. That kind of thing would be fantastic with Capaldi.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't hate on him at any age of doing this. It's whatever his contemporaries' ages would be fine.
Yeah, and who knows? They could probably throw on a little makeup, make him look a little younger than he is. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see him play George Harrison?
No.
That's the thing that happened.
I know. I haven't caught that though. Yeah, I gotta catch up on that part.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see Eccleston do Lennon?
No.
That was a thing that happened.
I know.
Okay, I don't know.
Things slipped my mind, and I'm disappointed now even hearing it again.
I don't know what you know, man.
I know. Mad at myself, Dave. I gotta go back for those, though.
It's okay. You want to go, or do you want me to go?
I'm gonna pull one that I've pulled many times in our private conversations. Jimmy Simpson.
I always forget about Jimmy Simpson.
I love him. I love him dearly.
I know you do. I think we're going to do the reverse here, as what we normally do. I kind of see him more of a Riddler.
I know.
I can see it. I really liked him in that Black Mirror episode.
He's good.
Like I was familiar with him on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and
sure, dude has comedy in him.
He was, he just kind of seemed always kind of a little too much. But
I haven't seen him on Westworld, but I hear great things, honestly. And just dude has always struck me as somebody that's got a real dark side, every time I've seen him though, he's somebody who's been playing for laughs and always felt like you could just go real dark with him. I mean, even the very short-lived God Help It Breakout Kings. Again, seemed like he was the guy that was there to fill in with some jokes, but you could go dark with him. There's a lot to explore with that guy.
Yeah, I can see it now. Still wouldn't have been one of my top picks or anything, but I should have known you were going to go there. I respect.
And how?
You want to know a weird one of mine?
Sure.
Frances McDormand.
Oh, who the hell's that?
She was in Fargo. She was in Moonrise Kingdom. She's playing God in Good Omens. Her. She was in Hell Caesar. Yeah. Burn After Reading.
Almost Famous, the mother.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Take Drugs. All that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's fantastic.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I love her in everything I see her in. She's got that Joker grin, dude. Like
she does.
I think she could do it. Like I don't know if you'd want to do it like as a Flashpoint thing or just like just an alt take. I don't know, but I could see it. All right, you want me to go or you go?
That's your
You
turn.
got less than me. Oh, okay. I think I've said this one before, but Vince Vaughn.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Look at the Psycho remake. You look at Domestic Disturbance with John Travolta. You look at his character in Clay Pigeons. Holy crow, man!
Oh yeah, he can take that up.
I think he'd do a great job. He is creepy as hell.
Yeah, he can do that. I mean, one of my favorite lines from him is I think it was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where he's like the weird dude, the weird assassin who like still lives with his mom in some weird way.
I never saw that movie, but
and I seem to remember a line where he just says like, "People need killing," like just a day at work for him.
Yeah.
Like, lumber needs moved through the yard. Sandwiches need to be made for people who need lunch. People need killing.
Yeah.
And I did love it.
I think it might be one of... a line of his might be one of the most quoted things in my household. Mm-hmm. Baby wanted 12. Like Jennifer Aniston's giving him shit in the breakup because he only bought like one lemon or whatever. She's like, no, we need 12 lemons for the display. He's like, oh, baby wanted 12.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie. I saw that thing 6 times in the theaters. Like I just kept taking people to it, going like, no, seriously, this is the funniest comedy that's come out in a
you're
long
gonna
time.
enjoy yourself. Just get the hell on board.
Favreau was great in that movie.
Yeah, of course. Of course. All right, my go?
Sure.
You probably have him listed too. Tom Hiddleston.
I absolutely have Tom Hiddleston. Like, I want to see Loki to the max.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any of this, like, I love my brother shit. No guilt about, what you're doing to the kingdom or your father. No, I want Joker. That's... like...
That look on his face with it, what is it, the Wivering Quim?
You mewling Quim.
Mewling Quim, thank you.
Every time he was in that cell grinning at the Avengers, oh my gosh, just how do you not?
Yeah, that look on his face. He's great at it. Even when he's a good guy, he's good at being the asshole who's distracting you from the fact that he's being a good guy. Like, dude has fantastic range. We know he can handle as an actor.
Absolutely.
We know his face looks fantastic when he smiles weirdly. And all we have to know is that he has a good American accent. And I haven't seen the Hank Williams film, but apparently it went over okay.
At least on his end, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, serious candidate there.
Yeah, that was absolutely on my list.
Can I bring out an obvious one?
Sure.
Jim Carrey.
He's not on my list.
It's an obvious one for me.
I think one of my big problems with Jared Leto's Joker is that he evoked too much Jim Carrey in his performance.
In all fairness to Jim Carrey, when Jim Carrey does a role, that's Jim Carrey's role, period.
Maybe, or maybe not.
But I feel like if you gave him the role, you might get some mixture of The Mask and Cable Guy that might be really intriguing.
If it was...
And we all know he can do drama. It's not...
Oh, absolutely.
There's no question about his range at this point. No one's worried about, he's just a comedy guy. Anyone in the right mind isn't worried that, he's just a comedy guy.
My problem, my concern over Jim Carrey, I mean, you look at what he did in Batman Forever as the Riddler, and you go, oh, well, he was doing some strange version of the Riddler, which he was obviously an homage, a big send-up to Frank Gorshin.
Oh, yeah.
But also, it was like Ace Ventura and Frank Gorshin. It was just...
It felt like he
That's
was
what I didn't
impersonating
enjoy
the
myself
entire
watching it.
like Batman 66 series, almost all
bit.
at once. They gave him a job to do, and he did that job. And at where he was in his career at that point, it made sense that they gave him that job and that he did that job.
I agree.
But he operates differently now. He takes different roles now. I mean,
he operates very differently now. I'm not even sure he thinks he exists.
yeah,
If you listen to him in interviews, he is
Oh, no.
batshit crazy. No pun intended.
he is completely batshit crazy. I'm not sure that's bad for that role.
Maybe not.
Like, it feels obvious, Jim Carrey doing a crazy character. But when you think about Jim Carrey now, after everything, like, it's been years since Eternal Sunshine. But we all know what he's capable of. We all know what he's done to us.
Yeah.
We've seen him be serious. Even number 23, we've seen him be serious.
Like, hell yeah, Jim Carrey is the Joker. Come to theaters, watch him make Batman angry as he draws Aretha Franklin as a white woman.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Dude definitely has the range for it, though.
He does. He could pull it off, but
And
I
I
don't
think
know.
he might be able to. Like, he has such a wide range that I think if he shrunk it down into something that was just a little more compressed, and like, we know he can go over the top, but he's making different choices, and you let him make some different, more kind of severe, deliberate, efficient choices instead of just going over the top and playing the mask or something.
Yeah.
It might be kind of devastating.
Maybe.
It could go really badly. And I don't know, there's a potential there that it might be fantastic.
Watch him play the Joker, then go on the press tour and tell people not to go see it because Joker has a gun at some point.
Yeah, I know.
Like, did you know what you were shooting, Jim?
That would be a real problem.
That really was weird. Like, he's in Kick-Ass 2.
I know.
He has like 50 million weapons, and then he
like,
tells
well,
people
it's
not to see the movie.
Pretty violent film. No fucking shit, Jim. You were strapped. Like, 4 different proxy people came over to you and tested the stuff that was on your sides to make sure it wasn't a real weapon or loaded.
You know, almost
There was a
like
team
beyond-
assigned to you to make sure you weren't going to hurt yourself. And you're just finally aware of this? Jesus, man.
Range aside, because I think he could pull it off for real. Range aside, though, I kind of feel like, I want to protect Warner Brothers' interest here. I'm playing the role of executive. Like, no, he's a loose cannon. You can't put him in the limelight and expect him to do anything. Like, we don't know what he's going to do. Who knows?
I don't blame you there. I really don't.
That said, I would watch his take. I would watch anybody's take, though.
Yeah,
for real. Like,
a lot of
I would sit down and you've got my $15.
Yeah.
Like, we found a hobo there on the street. We grabbed a bum, put some white makeup on him, told him to play the Joker. Actually, that's not true. I didn't watch. They had a few months ago. They had that Tommy Wiseau Joker audition tapes.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. It was so bad. I couldn't watch it.
I actively avoided it. I saw a screenshot and was like, nope, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this. I'm done.
I didn't watch that for free.
Yeah. For no investment whatsoever, that was not going to happen.
They're like, all it takes is a pittance of 3 minutes. No, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. No money. No, I don't care. Watch it while you're shitting. No.
Nope. Can't be bothered.
I don't even think we reported on it.
I really don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure I didn't mention it.
I really don't think we did.
All right, your turn, my turn.
I think it's your turn.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
This one's going to be fairly obvious, but for that reason, I kind of want to get it out of the way. Paul Bettany.
Jarvis?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd be great.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah. He was Dryden Voss in Solo, He's Vision. He's, he was Ted Kaczynski, in Manhunt Unabomber in the TV series there. Like, he's solid.
Yeah, I can dig that.
I would love to see him as sort of a, savage but dapper Joker. And he's one of those guys that, like, back in the day when like Wizard magazine was still around, they'd do the casting call segments in the magazine. He was always in line for the Joker. They always threw him up there. Like, they were like, yeah, Paul Bettany. I'm like, who is this Paul Bettany? As I'm like 12 years old. But yeah, like I said, I feel like it's fairly obvious, but it's, I think he'd work.
I got nothing on that one. Sounds good.
All right. Should I go again, or should you go?
Yeah, take another turn. You got more.
Oh,
Get through a few.
That's what I was wondering about, This one's weird, but I think it'll work. Doug Jones.
Well, I don't know that one.
Doug Jones there's some people who are like, the politician. No, not the politician. Doug Jones is a dude who, he was in Hell's Kitty. He's in Star Trek Discovery. He's Saru. He's real thin.
He's that guy. He's the guy that you use for... Yeah, I know him.
Amphibian Man in Shape of Water.
Yeah.
He was one of the gentlemen on Buffy in the Hush episode.
He's the weird guy. He's the weirdly shaped guy who's super useful for practical effects.
He is, yeah. He was Deathbolt on The Flash.
Still worried about that?
Yeah. It goes back to your...
Not forgiving it.
I know. It's like that one metahuman who I don't know how he became a metahuman.
I'm not forgiving it.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really super good, and I think he could be. I mean, obviously, if you look at The Gentleman, he could be pretty creepy.
Oh, he was on FS Family. That's nice. Yeah. No, I approve. I do approve.
Well, that's good. I feel better now that you approve.
Well, I know how much I missed you.
Abe Sapien on the Hellboy movies.
Yeah, I remember that part in particular.
Yeah.
He did fine. Throw me another one. What you got?
Oh, another one? You win. Another one?
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, this one's obvious. I wanna save my favorite ones for the last, I guess. Well, Alan Tudyk was first, but only because he's my favorite, I think.
Of course.
But Bill Skarsgård played It. Just recently.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, he's just creepy. He was Zeitgeist in Deadpool 2, so we know he likes comics. He played an evil killer clown. I mean, what do you want from me? He's doing a good job over in Castle Rock. Yeah.
Played an evil killer clown. That's pretty good. Pretty good resume for what we're talking about here.
I mean, whatever. Space Spider, whatever you want to call it for real. But, I mean, he's an evil clown. Come on.
Yeah. We all know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like everybody's been talking about that, how that guy should play the Joker. It's obvious, but there it is. What you got, man?
Okay, it's gonna be redundant. But still Cillian Murphy.
Oh, okay. I expected that to be on your list. That nothing about that surprises me.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. I love that guy, and I think the creepier he gets, the better.
Yeah,
he was woefully underused as Scarecrow, and I think we can do more with him.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of his though. Like, I like him in like little independent movies where he's not playing anything that I have to care about. Like, no, like, dude has made me cry. Like, Wind That Shakes the Barley, Intermission. He was great in that, though. That made me cry. He was just funny. I liked the guy, and I was incredibly disappointed that we didn't get to see him actually come into a true villain role in a sequel to Tron Legacy, because he was playing David Warner's son.
Nice.
In that film, and for whatever reason Disney thought they didn't do well enough, so we're not going to do another movie.
Right.
But he was really just there as a cameo in that second movie, and I'm like, holy shit, he's playing David Warner's son. He's going to be a bad guy in Tron, and then he wasn't. So. I like the guy. Don't know that I see him as the Joker, but I wouldn't be opposed to watching him.
Fair enough.
Giving it a shot, at least.
I only have 4 kind of weird ones left. What do you have?
I have 5 with 4 weird ones.
Sure. Okay. Shoot your normal.
My normal?
Yeah, your normal.
Well, it's still kind of weird because no one's gonna see it unless they've seen Horrible Bosses 2. But Chris Pine.
I haven't seen that.
He is an absolute psychopath in that movie.
I haven't seen that, but that could be fun.
Yeah, like I had never seen it. I had never thought about him as the Joker or anything like that until I saw Horrible Bosses 2. And by the time he's like bloody and laughing maniacally. I'm like, holy shit. And then I remembered a small bit he had in Smoking Aces. Is that what it was called? With Jeremy Piven?
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds, Jeremy Piven.
Yeah, and he was fantastic in that and almost unrecognizable. Yeah, I think he could do it. And well.
Fair enough.
Like, way better than this whatever he's doing right now, where he's like just like the kid has range. Like what he's doing right now in movies where he's just like handsome, playing it straight leading man. I mean, cool, good for you, man. I'm glad you can make millions and millions of dollars not emoting. Or looking slightly, perplexed as to be comedic. The kid has range. Nice. And hopefully, after he's made enough of his millions of dollars, he'll settle down and go like, okay, now I'm going to do some more acting again. I don't mean that to sound as dickish as it did. I'm sure, but
no, fair enough. Now that you bring it up, though, like Ryan Reynolds, you think he'd do it?
I don't think I could ever get past it.
He's Deadpool now, personally.
Well, he was always Deadpool to me. And importantly, he's always Ryan Reynolds. It just so happened that Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds are the same person in a lot of ways.
It was just convenient.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Every time I see Ryan Reynolds, I just think, more handsome Jason Lee.
That may be fair. Reynolds has some timing differences that Jason Lee doesn't. But other than that, I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I
think Jason Lee might be a better actor, honestly.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I really like Jason Lee, but I'm not sure. I don't think I'd put one above the other on that one.
Okay. Well.
All right, I'm going to start giving my left field stuff.
Okay.
Ready for the first one?
Sure.
Steve Carell.
Oh man, I had never thought of that. That would be really good. He looks like the old school Joker too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, son of a bitch! That should have been mine.
We know he can do crazy and angry, and especially crazy and angry.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you've seen him in The Wrestler, which I managed to watch a couple clips of.
What was that?
It was like the thing with him and, what's his name? Jason Statham? No. God damn it. What about it? There you go.
I knew he was creepy in The Foxcatcher.
The Foxcatcher, that's what I mean.
That's
the thing I mean.
Channing Tatum.
That
was Channing Tatum. Yeah. I was like,
that thing that I remembered completely differently.
Yeah,
is obviously the Foxcatcher. Yeah, no, that guy's absurd.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he could do it. He could do it for sure. Yeah, he could.
All right, what's your weird ones?
All right, my next least weird one, James Franco.
I got no problem with that.
After seeing him as Tommy Wiseau, I'm like, okay, he could do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I started to say, as long as he's not playing like a stoner Joker who's trying to put his dick in Batman. But then I kind of took a step back before I even finished it and went, wait, no, I would watch that.
Yeah.
that would be acceptable.
Yeah.
In some weird way. All right, what you got?
The next weird one. This one's really weird.
Is it?
Bill Burr.
Okay. Bill Burr. I'm so hung up on wanting him to play Guy Gardner.
I don't blame you there at all. God, he'd make a great Guy Gardner.
I could see him as the Joker a little bit, though. It wouldn't have been my first thought, but yeah.
But I part of me wants to bring a comedian into the role, and Bill Burr could do like it wouldn't be traditional at all. Like there's no like Bill has a very Bostonian accent that we're just not going to get rid of for this. Like that's what he's going to sound like probably, and that may be fine. Like let him do that. Let him do that, and it's more like if you've listened to his comedy, it's very violent sometimes. Let him roll with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the like laid back creepy kind of version of him. It can just be the over the top, making a joke of everything, super violent kind of version of it, and it might make sense. And he could for sure sell the over the top violent version of it.
Yeah, that might be kind of a fun take. I thought that's what they were kind of going to do with Leto, but then they went a little askew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my hang-up, but I might just not be able to get over watching him smoke cigars and drink scotch with Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey, look, if I saw correctly, at some point he did one of the masterclass series for stand-up. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm gonna watch.
He's gonna be Bill Burr because that's how we know him.
Yeah,
but he might be able to pull that off too. What's your next weird one? What you got?
It's not really so weird when you think about it, but Aubrey Plaza.
Yes, agreed.
Did a fantastic job has done a fantastic job in Legion.
Absolutely.
She pulls off Psychotic really well.
Yeah. And she would be kind of fun. Like, you've seen what she did on Community. I'm not sorry. Community. Parks and Rec. Where, she was very subdued before. Mm-hmm. You could see her having, a first half of the film or a first part of the character where it was very subdued, and then she goes into that and buying it.
Yeah.
I get that.
I mean, whether it's, in this version, she's or just in this version, Joker's a female without any, cool twist, or whether she's playing, Martha Wayne in a Flashpoint situation. I could see her do it, though. Yeah, I'd be down.
Same time, I thought about her.
Did you?
I did. And I ended up with Dan Stevens on my list.
Who is Dan Stevens?
The actual guy playing Legion.
Oh.
David Haller.
That's right. Okay. Name sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it. Dude, I can't believe I didn't think about him. Bastard, that should have been mine.
that guy's the right kind of insane for this kind of role.
Yeah. I like the cut of his jib. Mm-hmm. They could really just do, a show called Joker. Mm-hmm. And pretty much have him in an insane asylum going through all the same shit.
They could do a season of Legion where he was the Joker, and that just be something that he imagined. Mm-hmm. And come back from it at the end, and it would still be,
Yeah.
It would still make sense even within that show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. God, that's good.
The kind of absurdism they can get away with on that damn glorious show.
Yeah. Wow. I'd be down.
I've got one more. What do you got?
This is going to be another weird one, and the same premise as Aubrey Plaza. Julia Roberts.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she looks like the Joker. She's got the giant grin. I've never seen her be anything other than Julia Roberts. I really kind of would want to see her do something completely different.
I kind of dig it. Yeah. No, I'm down.
I mean, we've seen a little range from her in Erin Brockovich, and
oh, she's got range. I know she's
got
range.
a little range. Not a ton that we've seen, but I feel like there's something in there. Yeah. There's something more. And I kind of just want her to stop being in, for lack of a better term, chick flicks.
There's a lot of that.
Because that's kind of where she nestles.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's nestling there or if they're just pushing her there, but she was a lot of fun. And look, I don't care for the Ocean's movies, but she wasn't bad in Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if she was in the new one, but that was specifically all women. I don't think she was.
I think so. Hold on.
I don't think so. Ocean's 8, I don't think she was, but
no, you're right. I just assumed so.
But I feel like she's got something in there that could. There's something creepy and psychotic in those eyes.
Yeah, that might be a lot of fun. If you can get it out of her, that might be a lot of fun. I'm with you on this one.
If you could get it out of her. All right, what else you got?
My last one is going to be Rachel Brosnahan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Who is that?
The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that around. I've seen that name somewhere, and I've seen that title somewhere.
It's the Amazon show. Basically about the kind of mid-60s, I think. Early to mid-60s. Maybe missing the timing. But early to mid-60s woman who breaks out of the conventional women roles and just starts doing stand-up, and she's so damn funny. People just have to deal with it. One of the reasons I thought of her in particular was I watched her get crazy a couple times during that series and really enjoyed it. And then I specifically watched her be super funny several times in that series and really enjoyed that too. It's a great season. It really is a great season of television. And just to make sure it's just to take it over the top of being well produced, good television. There's Tony Shalhoub playing the crap out of her father.
Okay.
It's man, it's something.
That sounds pretty good. That
It's
sounds like something I want to see.
You should definitely check that one out. There's even there's a character who shows up at some point, and as soon as he walked on screen, it was like, oh, that's Lenny Bruce, and then that was Lenny Bruce.
Nice. Yeah, I want to watch that.
But her in particular, I think she may be able to go farther with it. She was basically someone who broke all the boundaries that were in her life and did comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take it to a very dark place, that's what Joker does anyway.
Yeah.
Just decides, reality's a thing. Maybe you subscribe to it. I don't. And this is funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know her, but I'm interested in this show now.
It's a good show, man. I enjoyed the crap out of it.
Cool. Is it me now?
Yep. I'm out. Finish her up.
All right. For this one, it is another female, but I very specifically want her to play an androgynous, mostly male version of the Joker.
Okay.
Specifically, in my mind, it is specifically the Dark Knight Returns type of Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Julianne Moore.
Mm-hmm. Gonna have to look her up.
Really? Wow. She was in the Hunger Games.
Yes.
She was the president, Al McCoy.
Her. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She was in, Big Lebowski. She's been in a ton of stuff. My knowledge of her is limited, to say the least. But she's been fantastic in everything I've ever seen her in.
Yeah. Damn. I've got nothing against that one. I really don't.
She was fantastic in Children of Men. She's just great in everything. Evolution, she was great in that. Even though by the way, when you go back and look at that movie, it is not as good as I remembered it being.
That'll happen sometimes.
She was Clarice in Hannibal. Yeah, Evolution though, oh man, because that was from who's the guy that directed the Ghostbusters now? Ivan Reitman, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he directed it. I'm pretty sure, and it just felt like, even back then, I knew it felt like an attempt at an update of Ghostbusters to some degree, but with aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's just nowhere near as good. It was okay, but you don't think about just how damned sexist things were until you go back and you look at an old movie like that, and they're just there's a whole bit where she's a respected scientist and everything, and then you've got David Duchovny. She's listening in on David Duchovny and Orlando Jones over there talking about she's got a fine ass or something, and they're just. It's just oh my gosh, really?
Nice.
This is way worse than I remembered it being, as far as that was concerned. And as far as just being funny, it just wasn't funny. It wasn't, I didn't think it was great back then, and I still laughed at the same bit. The same one bit really made me laugh is Dan Aykroyd jumping up and going, "Holy flaming whores balls." It was I don't know, 15, 20 years apart, whatever it was, and that was the one thing that made me laugh out loud in the entire movie, both times.
Mm.
But, the only difference is now I was cringing a lot more. It was just oh, that wouldn't fly today. That's so bad. Oh, man, you can't say that. It's oh, man, just shut up, David Duchovny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I am with you, though. She can do it.
Oh, absolutely. She's fantastic.
Yeah. I remember these roles as I'm looking through the IMDb. Yeah, she could do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she's just got that, she can really pull off psychotic serene.
Oh, yeah. Psychotic with the holy calls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you go to her IMDb, which apparently you are on, there's the first little picture underneath the main picture. She's just got this, I don't know, all I see is, the Joker on David Letterman waiting for things to go down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag Boss Logic and see if he won't make some of these a reality for us.
That'd be fantastic. Yeah, I could see it.
I doubt he will, but it'd be awesome. Anyway, that's all I've got. I mean, I don't know.
I think I'm out. I do.
You think you're out too, huh?
I think I'm out.
I mean, if we could go through all of space and time and pick, dead people, we'd have a whole
entirely
other
different
thing
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be an entirely different conversation. A lot of these people would still be around. Anyway.
Yeah, but then it'd be oh, Jimmy Stewart would be fantastic if you just let him off the leash. Yeah, that kind of crap.
Oh, I would watch a Jerry Lewis Joker.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, David Bowie. I'd watch him play the Joker.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. We shouldn't even go down that road.
Probably not. All right, well, I guess that wraps this up. I'll probably cut in now in current day and remind people of whatever the hell I have to remind them of. Clicking things and stuff. All right, thanks for listening. I hope you thought our ideas for Joker actors were cool. If not, please be kind when you add us on Twitter. We tweet at DC On Screen. I tweet at David C. Robertson. The show and myself can be found on Instagram with the same usernames. Click those buttons. If you like the show and you want to support us, please encourage a friend to subscribe. Until next week, keep some DC on your screen. Our opening narration was from Dan Jurgens' The History of the DC Universe, Part 3 of 10, as featured in DC 52, Week 4. It was performed by me, David C. Robertson. Intro music by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Future Elevators, could be found on Spotify or future-elevators.com. Our introduction was performed by Effie Oppelders of the fantastic podcast Stealing the Remote, which lives on SoundCloud. It can also be found on iTunes and Stitcher. We are proudly in partnership with TV Time, TV show calendar and social media site that lets you keep track of what you're watching, what your friends are watching, and where you all left off. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. Visit maladjusted.tv for more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, an improvised web series, vlogs, parodies, and more.
Are you maladjusted?
We all love the low country lifestyle, which is why we should do our best to protect it. To get insurance that helps you protect your home from whatever the low country throws at you, contact CT Lowndes & Company today. Their local agents can review your coverage to help make sure you're properly protected. CT Lowndes & Company has been helping protect and insuring the low country since 1850. Visit ctlowndes.com to learn more and request a quote. That's ctlowndes.com.
Are you ready for a rewarding career in the electrical industry? Quality Electric of the Coastal Carolinas, QECC, is looking for qualified electricians and electrical helpers to join its Charleston team. QECC offers guaranteed full-time hours, make up to $30 per hour with possible performance bonuses and career growth opportunities. Enjoy benefits like health insurance, dental and vision coverage, 401k plans, and more. If you're a motivated, experienced electrician, this job is for you. QECC is an equal opportunity employer. For all job inquiries, send email to hr@qeccinc.com.